All right. We are live. All right, all right. Welcome to Actors Endurance Fun Fact Fridays. This is the podcast with the number one podcast for the enduring artists. And for Fun Facts Fridays, we're going to discuss Disney and Universal Sue Midjourney. Oop, about to start heating up. This looks like Napster to me. All right, we have Apple's new movie trailer. I hear you can feel it. All right. AI's next role in film and television, and SAG and AFTRA protect AI generated personalities. I can't tell y'all how important that is going to be going forward, especially if people have passed on or if people are done with the role or have outgrown the role. So we're gonna get into all of that. So again, I am Marlon. That over there is Shanette, and we are Actors Endurance Podcast. All right, so you want to rock out first? Want me to rock out? How we gonna do this here?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and rock out. I'm gonna rock out with this new F1 movie, and I love me some Brad Pitt, y'all. If you love Brad Pitt like I love Brad Pitt, you're gonna love this. And I love like long hair Brad Pitt. You know, where it's gonna keep himself. So listen, y'all. Welcome to Fun Fact Fridays. Now, did y'all know that Brad Pitt's new movie, the F1 movie, this is so cool. Now, I'm not a huge fan of iPhones, but if you have an iPhone, you're gonna love this. So I suggest y'all get your iPhone and turn on the haptics, okay? Because you can watch the new movie F1, watch the trailer, and when you're watching it, because you know it's exciting, you know how his movies do anyway. His movies are crazy, exciting, wild. You got a lot going on. This one right here, it syncs the vibration motor with like every like rev and crash, like rev of the car and every crash. So you're watching on your iPhone, you're watching the trailer and they going and you can feel the and they crash and you can feel the like you can feel everything in your phone, all the vibrations and everything. Oh my goodness. It's such like an immersive experience. I did it earlier today. It's pretty cool. And I have a feeling that going forward, that's gonna be the new thing. That's gonna be the new thing. They started it off with this new F1 movie, and I have a feeling, especially all these, different exciting like Fast and Furious or any kind of like Tom Cruise movie, any type of action movie, I have a feeling that they're gonna start using this, and I'm sure Samsung is gonna adopt something, as well. But I think it's really cool that this new F1 movie, you can actually feel it in your hands, as the movie trailer is going about. So y'all go ahead and Google it, YouTube it, turn on the haptics on your iPhone because right now it's only available for the iPhone. Turn it on, watch that trailer, leave it in the comments, tell us what you think because you heard it here first. Actors Endurance. What you think about that, Marlon? I think you would love that too. Like, especially like people that play video games or just really anybody that just loves a good film because I don't know. I just think that's kind of cool. It's so creative. What
So I'm
would you
wondering, how would that work for a rom com? That's
well, I
hilarious.
guess if there's some crashing and banging in there,
It
like
may
maybe
be
there's
some
if there's like
crashing
a
and
car
banging.
crash.
I'm just saying, where do you hold the
Yeah.
phone at that point? Never mind. Never mind. That was funny as hell to me, though. If it's interactive, you got your phone. If it's buzzing, if it's a
Mhm.
romantic comedy. All right, so obviously the phone is built for more action, more punching, not that kind of interactive. This is not that the adult. I was going more on the adult industry and how, because we're not talking about how AI is going to change the adult industry, and I'm wondering if rom coms and soft romantic scenes, how they're going to handle that when it goes interactive. That was just my question as a Scorpio, not even necessarily as an
Oh my
artist.
God. Okay. Time out, because it does not apply. It does not apply. Again, like you can feel like the crashing and the like rom-coms you wouldn't feel anything. There's nothing really. It's mostly just people talking. It has to be like some big movement, some kind of like car movement, like something like that. Because how else? Yeah. Because if you think about it, the way your mind is going, think about it. Like people walking down the street, what are you gonna feel their footsteps in the phone too? Like, no, that's just too much. Because the
Uh,
way you're thinking, it's like any kind of movement is going to be translated into the phone.
oh
So
no, no.
no.
I was I was in my Friday night Scorpio mode, and I was thinking
Hmm.
that it would be more directed. So never mind, never mind. If y'all know what I'm talking about, leave it in the comments. If you don't, just know that I'm a Scorpio, and all of my comments, all of those prior comments came from being a Scorpio and somebody who thinks they're funny. I am laughing like shit in my head, actually. I thought that was absolutely
Yeah, and
hilarious.
then for the people out there that are not into zodiac signs, when he says he's a Scorpio, he's just nasty. Moving on. What you got for the people, Marlon? Fun Fact Fridays.
All
Make sure
right.
y'all subscribe. What you got for the people, Marlon?
Yes, yes. Follow, like, subscribe, and I know you see that little sponsor box down there that has QR codes and a couple of books flashing. That is the Actors Little Black Handbook and the Actors Weekly Planner. Hit the QR code; they both connect right back to Amazon. And you know how we do. We're gonna keep this moving right along. I think we're gonna go into AI. Let's talk about this AI's next role in film and television. So, as far as narrative casting is concerned, new shows will list AI as characters, like in the credits. So it's not whatever that character is, either the character or the AI personality will have its own name. So instead of being Joe Smith, it literally the avatar may be named, Carlos Rowe. I don't know. This is not a real Carlos or something, but they may actually have their own authentic name and be paid just like a real person. So that's gonna get very interesting. So here's why. Because this AI generated character or personality has a built-in audience. The AI firms can have control and predictability. Plus, of course, of going through the actions or whatever, you could just prompt it in, and the AI, because they're treating it like a person, the AI personality has monetizing potential. So, yeah, it's getting a little tough even for creatives out here. All right, so what's gonna happen is you're gonna have your cast that's gonna get redefined. How the cast list, the AI rights enforcement. Now they're gonna have their rights being enforced because they are gonna be represented by a company. So we got to keep that in mind. Um, the profit models are going to evolve now. So profit models are going to be a little bit different, and how we actually get paid versus AI and all of that is this is yeah, we're moving right into the age of Ultron, but we're about 500 years away. And lastly, it has creative boundaries. So as a writer, if you're using AI, you may have to say that AI is the co-writer so that AI can get the credits for helping you write it, thus getting a portion of the movie rights too. So if we so we're just gonna have to keep our eyes on this one, because if you're a writer and you're using AI to assist you, they can go through your computer and your files and figure out exactly how much of AI you actually use. So we both have books, both through Amazon, and then one of the questions in Amazon is how much of this book is AI. So they're right now they're saying, oh no, it's no big thing. We just want to know, but we kind of see what they're gearing up for. So creatives, just let's keep an eye out on this, because if you co-create with AI, you're going in business with that AI. So just keep that in mind going forward. What do you think about this?
Okay. I think this is really funny because my first thought was the studios just created another way for them to generate money for themselves. Because again, AI is not a real thing. Like it's not a tangible thing. There's always somebody behind it. So if the AI is getting credit, the AI is getting paid, who's really getting paid?
Oh, this AI firms.
Because I
It,
was
AI
Yeah,
firms.
exactly. But it's people. It's a company. It's a business. It's a person. Whoever's prompting it, generating it. But to say that the AI is getting paid, like, come on now, AI cannot get paid.
Yeah.
It's impossible. How is AI collecting money? So
Because
that's why I feel like they just generated another income stream for their company, for their production, for their. I said, oh my god! And now I think that's it. I don't know, for actors speaking. I mean, now is AI always going to be number one on the call sheet?
no, depending
Are they
on
going to
who's
pay
hiring.
AI the most? Are they going to
Yep.
pay AI the most money just because they're getting it right back? Like if I create this AI character under Actors Endurance, we create a movie, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pay them $2 million. I'm paying myself $2 million.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Um,
Wow, wow, wow. You
because
can't knock the hustle, buddy. You can't knock the hustle. I tell you
yeah,
that.
you know what? And at this point, I don't know how much of this we can join in on, but that's when my mindset is, all right, let's create the NFT. Create this IP, create our own characters. Because, people can still draw and all of that. Like, artistically we can still get together, use AI as a tool without AI necessarily having to own our intellectual property. So again, I love AI, but I'm a teacher and I'm constantly trying to teach people, hey, let's stay connected to the craft, because if you allow something else to come in and actually sort of take over the business, then that's what's going to happen. And we're going to be right back in the same financial loop that we've been in for all of these years, not having a total rights to our intellectual property, or having, like, now the AI comes in and now AI is leaving notes as opposed to Hollywood producers. So keep building your following so that you can take your IP and say, well, I don't like how that's going. I'm gonna take me and my million followers, and we're gonna move elsewhere. So, but do not be afraid of AI. AI is still a great tool, but do pay attention to how the policies are changing.
Absolutely, because whether you like AI or you hate AI, you might want to just at least stay informed. You have to stay informed, know what is going on at the very least. So yeah, that is interesting. I think it's I think it's pretty cool, smart for these new companies and producers and production companies. Yeah, very very smart, very smart. But yeah, we're here for a good time, not a long time, y'all. If you're watching, you love the show, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you very
Yes, yes, yes. And a little bit of a recap. We have already covered, what did we talk about? We've already talked about the Apple and their new movie trailer with F1. And we talked about AIs. This is if you're just joining us, thank you very much. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Helps our channel out a lot. And we just discussed AI's next role in film and television as far as casting AI personalities. All right. You want to go into this Disney thing? You want me to talk about this SAG-AFTRA joint?
Let's go to Disney and then end it on the SAG. You want to bring in the caboose?
Yes, I will. Not the problem. All right. So what we got? What's going on with Disney and Universal teaming up again?
So this is of course, speaking of AI, Midjourney is in trouble, y'all. Midjourney is in trouble. If you have ever used Midjourney for anything, well, I'm not sure. Well, let's just get into the story. So, Midjourney, it only consists of 11 employees, which I find that interesting. So, Midjourney only has 11 employees, but they are going up against the entertainment empires with the army of lawyers because, Lord have mercy. Midjourney just went and they just disregarded everybody's rights and, the copyrights and laws and all that. They just went in there and basically Midjourney went in there, and when I say went in there, they went on the internet. So they went on the internet and just pulled a whole bunch of files and information. And that's how they allowed y'all to create all these different characters and scenes. And it's kind of funny because they said that they did it. They basically went in there and just in they said the Midjourney CEO confessed in 2022 in an interview that they grabbed everything they could from the internet and dumped it into a huge file without seeking, permission from the copyright holders. And that's how, everybody in the world that used Midjourney was able to create all these wonderful projects. They didn't even care. The CEO said it. He knew he was doing wrong, but he did it anyway. Sounds like some people we know, Orange Man. Knew they were doing wrong, did it anyway. And now, guess what? They're getting sued. And they are not taking this thing lightly. These studios are throwing everything that they can at them. Now, Disney and Universal, they are seeking $150,000 per infringement.
Ooh, wow.
$150,000 per infringement. Can you imagine? That's got to be in the trillions of dollars because Midjourney just they stole everything, anything you can think of, all these different Disney characters, and all they did was just basically like they just copied them. They just copied like the Darth Vader and Yodas and all these really big, big, big characters. They just copied them, and yeah, didn't even care about it. The CEO said it's like, yeah, we just went on the internet, boom, grabbed it, dumped it into our our file, and was like, here you go, world, use it, you know, to your likeness, and yeah. So this is gonna be a really big lawsuit because this is the first time now. We've been having all these strikes with the entertainment industry and the actors and all, but this is the first time that these big studios are going against AI. So that's a big thing because not only do they have the power, but they have the money to back them. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out because especially if they pull that interview, I mean, the CEO basically just admitted fault. So they have the fault. Not only that, they have, I'm sure, a plethora of examples on the internet of people using the technology. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be this is going to be really really crazy. And I'll end it by this, right? The worst thing is, Mid Journey, they some gangsters. Mid Journey, all 11 of them, they are some gangsters because the studio sent them a cease and desist letter. What did they do? They ain't care. Still doing it. They still letting everybody use it. They didn't even care. They got the cease and desist letter and they were just like, anyway, anyway.
uh,
So yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be interesting, Marlon. We are definitely y'all make sure you stay tuned because we will give you updates on this story because it is going to get juicy. I'm gonna have to get in here with some champagne, and sip on something, following up with this one here because it's crazy.
well, I think it's going to be Napster 2.0. This kid did the same thing. I mean, this is how Spotify and the streaming, like literally, that kid in Napster is the reason that we have Spotify and the streaming, as far as audio streaming. He basically found their whole, like, they sued him, but then it was like, well, we'll do business with you because you have found our market. We've been looking for these people for all this time. You found them. You just violated stuff that we're protected on. You know what I'm saying? So Midjourney, I think, being that brazen, they're not that stupid. Okay, they probably did. I would have looked at Napster and said, hell yeah, they're about to buy me. Okay, yeah, you want to keep me quiet because you can take away my company, but I already built the company, okay? You can take Midjourney, take it. I'm already in the Discord, bro. I'm gonna make another company, and if you take my company, I'm coming after your ass. I got a whole Discord. I mean, don't sleep. Deep fake? No, I'm sorry, not deep fake. The whale,
Is it deep sea?
because everybody thought that Sora and Pika was like in that space, and then deep seek is think I think you know what I mean. So you're gonna have other companies coming up. I think they're going to buy Mid Journey and do the exact same thing that they did with Napster. We're gonna take all of your technology as part of the lawsuit. You can manage it, and you and your 11 people are taken care of for the rest of your life, stock options, all of
Mm.
that. But Midjourney is no more. It's either going to be a part of Disney or Universal, and all they're going to. I mean, Disney don't. Well, Disney might need them. You know what I mean? Like they probably do. They probably need that technology. So these guys ain't going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They won't even feel this lawsuit. They'll be in business with them before the lawsuit is over. That's just my prediction.
Yeah,
Y'all heard it. I'm putting it out there today on Friday the 13th, even though it says the 14th up there. I don't know why. All right, we're getting some of this technical stuff together. By Monday, the daggone date is going to be correct. I don't know what you got going on over here. Anyway,
well, I think at the very least they might settle. At the very least, they might settle. I don't think it's gonna be like a long drawn out thing. But you never know. In today's day and age, we're dealing with so many different craziness. I'm just gonna sit back and watch because I can't wait to see what comes of this. I really can't. But I'm sure it's gonna be interesting.
yes, yes. And since we're not here for a long time, only a good time, we're going to jump right into this caboose. All right, so if y'all know who SAG and AFTRA, if you know who they are the unions that actually protect actors and actors' rights on TV, film, and television. Now going over into streaming, voiceover, like it's getting a little tricky. So SAG is trying to keep up with this as well. So SAG and AFTRA will protect AI personalities. So these are real actors, and this is coming up because James Earl Jones and Val Kilmer just passed, but James Earl Jones's voice, his actual voice, is
Mm.
still being used in games like Minecraft and things like that. So as long as his character goes on, it's who owns the right to James Earl Jones's voice at this point. So that's kind of so as you pass on, can you pass on your virtual IP to your child, or does some studio own your virtual IP? So again, these
Wow.
things are going to be very interesting. So SAG and AFTRA, what they're attempting to do is protect replica. Oh, well, actually, they're going to put digital replica guardrails, and they're going to be very specific about what they are. You have to have separate permissions. It just can't be the same waiver. Like me playing in a movie has to be a separate permission than you using my, voice and likeness and AI, or converting it into something for all perpetuity. So that's if you sign it, they'll probably sign it as an NFT or sign it as something that's going to be non fungible. So you guys got to get to know what these NFTs mean. Non fungible means you can't change it. Just like these contracts that a lot of these people are trying to get out of, they're non fungible. So just be careful about what you're signing. Also, we're going to have background talent protection. So what that means is if your background and they reuse you, then they're going to still have to pay you some kind of money if they keep reusing you. So it protects background talent from being like literally just walk into a space. Like you could take somebody's audition, make a digital replica of their audition, and then throw them up in there, and they never even knew they was in the movie.
Hmm.
So for right now, they are so right now they're protecting humans, but if you are, so let's say that AI, we're Actors Endurance AI firm, If we say we're going to provide all of the extras, then all the extra money goes back to Actors Endurance, the AI firm. So casting directors and all of that, they may be digital. They literally may go digital. So I mean, and to be honest, that makes sense, right? You could be a digital casting director if you know how to make avatars. If you can guarantee avatars and things like that, you could be a caster or you could be a character maker. So like showrunners and all of that, like all of this is about to be redefined because the space is different. Um, so this is crazy too. Union negotiated deals with AI firms, so the union is going to negotiate the deals with them. Um, but yeah, but I mean, we need the union just like we need them on set, right? Because if SAG wasn't on the set, you wouldn't eat. They will work you to the bones. They pay you, cotton candy on top of that, and tell you going about your damn business. So at least with the SAG, if y'all have never worked, if you work on both sides, you'll know. I used to love getting rain pay. Boy, rain pay, golden time. Man, I could pay rent on golden time for the whole month, one day at work. I'm telling you. And,
Yeah.
they
Not
had
in Georgia. Not in Georgia though. Not in Georgia.
oh,
You got to
that
be in New York
sucks.
or LA. They don't pay
Yes.
you nothing in Georgia. I'm just gonna tell you that. So don't come to Georgia thinking you're gonna get paid. No. Go ahead,
Okay. Uh,
son.
my bad. I'm glad you said something because I was going with New York and LA prices with that one. But let me tell you,
Yeah.
every set that I was on that was SAG, when you paid your dues, you be like, man, then you get on set, you be like, damn, they treating them non-SAG people like shit. And I'm talking shit. Like literally the scraps of the food that we was eating, it was all it looked so bad sometimes. Like they would get all the shit like the juice that nobody wanted on the meat. They would get the juicy meat and not the good. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. So anyway, SAG and after they're there, and I know they're quite expensive, but when you're on these sets, I'm a fan of them and anyone who's worked with them. So lastly on this, it has legislative backing and a No Fakes Act. And there's some other legislation attached to this, but there is something called a No Fakes Act and an Elvis Act. I kind of came across this like right when I found the article. I'm gonna look into that, and it may be the like an impersonation rule or something, because Elvis is probably
Mhm.
still one of the most impersonated people ever. And if you saying that you're doing an
Mhm.
Elvis show, you could travel the world and do an Elvis show. But Elvis's estate is like, well, hold up, son. You know, you do owe us. And then there are other musicians were like, well, Elvis, you kind of owe us too. But I ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we
If
are
you
gonna
know,
get.
you know.
All right, so my
If
bad.
you know, you
Yeah, if you
know.
know, you know. That's for sure. So, and black people don't talk and rhyme all the time. Any any words on this
Okay,
SAG
we kind
after?
of do, but we kind
Nah,
of do, but it's
nah. That was
we get to the anyway.
a
Yeah.
cheap joke. It was a cheap joke. I pull it out of the fifth pocket every once in a while. Real cheap joke. All right, what you got on this though? Like you're actively working. How do you think this affects you?
Ooh, that is a good question. I don't know. Mm, I think it is good that they're protecting, the personalities. It's just we just need to figure out where does the money go, because I think the fair thing would be, to send it to the family, because why would the studios or your team, like my agent, manager, why would they get my money? Like
Mm,
it should go, I don't know, just in my opinion, it should just that should be an easy one. It should just go to next of kin, or whoever that direct family member is, because it was yours. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it is it's definitely necessary, of course, definitely necessary. It's just all in how they word it on these contracts. So I'm hoping they'll do the right thing. This is Hollywood, so we'll have to stay tuned.
No, it's business.
We'll have to stay tuned. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's business.
it's
Absolutely.
so we need to keep that in mind as artists, and I think that sometimes I don't think we understand how deep that phrase really is. Like, it's nothing personal, it's only business. When somebody says something like that to you, normally somebody's stick is coming up short, and it ain't the talker. They kind of let you
Absolutely.
know, about to be a little rough up in
Absolutely.
here for you. We don't. So if you don't know what's in that contract, you don't even know what's coming. Period.
Yeah, you're getting
So
robbed. You're
yeah.
getting robbed.
Well, you can't get robbed. Look, hit. Okay, this is a huge discrepancy. I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit. You can't get robbed if you sign it. I think that there is some, because they're not hiding the facts. What they're doing is they're presenting everything. And if you don't go and get your lawyers, and I know entertainers who had lawyers, and they may not have been the superstars, but they never got in that kind of legal trouble because their lawyers were always advising them, saying, this is that and this is this. So if you sign on,
Mm.
even as any kind of artist, whatever you sign in on, you have an absolute, you have time before that to get a lawyer, learn syntax, or get chat GPT to break the junk down, something, you know what I mean? But
Get on Fiverr. Get
yeah,
on Fiverr. Get them for the low. You
but
know?
when you
Yeah.
sign, that's a bond. Like, we talk about manifesting through writing and all of that. That's what your signature is. It's a bond
Yeah.
with whatever it is that you sign for. So before we really start running it, oh yeah, I'm just gonna sign with these people. You better know. Even in Atlanta, and I won't get on this too much, but I know there's some actors down there. These agencies went 3 years now, and I'm like, okay, wow, that's a little tough. 3 years, and they want your social media, and they want they want certain rights, because if I'm building my social media and they're representing me, now they can come in and get a certain percentage of the money that YouTube is paying me. So literally,
Mm.
I could be, you and I could have this thing going on, we blow up, right? My agent is like, oh yeah, we want a piece of Actors Endurance too. Oh yeah, we want a piece of your other channel, like all your social
Yeah.
media where you make money. And I'm like, okay, y'all need to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, every time you turn around, there's so many hands in an artist's pocket. So we trying to
Mm-hmm.
get, we want everybody to win, but some of them hands need to get packed, get them on out the
Absolutely.
pockets.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
I'm
That's
over here
right. Yeah. You got to
feeling
do
like
your due
Malcolm.
diligence. Yeah, but that's why it's the business of acting, not really the acting business or the entertainment business, the business of entertainment. So yeah, people just have to just pay attention, know what you're signing, know what you're getting yourself into. Don't be desperate. Yeah, because it's a cold, like they say, it's a cold, cold world.
Cold.
But anyway, man, we're here for a good time, not a long time, and we're gonna leave you on a high because this is Fun Fact Fridays, right? Fun Fact Fridays. And we're going to leave you with two good old fun facts real quick, okay? So, Betty White. Betty White, she has got to be one of my favorites. Everyone knows her from Golden Girls, even though she played many roles, but that was just her more popular one. So, Betty White is the longest running Hollywood star. Her career spanned more than 80 years. So, she's the longest running Hollywood star to date, more than 80 years of her career. I was like, wow. Now I have a feeling, I don't know, Marla Gibbs might might catch her. She's still alive, but we'll see. We'll see. But
You
yeah,
know,
so that's one fun fact. Okay,
you know who I was thinking before you go on? Telma
who's that?
Hopkins. Telma Hopkins. Telma has been working my entire life. I grew up
Who
watching
is Thelma?
Telma. Oh God, geez, Telma was the Unknown Family Matters. I mean, you can go back throughout. Oh
Oh
God,
yeah, is
Bosom
she still
Buddies.
working right now?
Yeah, I
Is she
believe
still
that
working
she's
right now?
still. Yeah, she still may be working. Telma Hopkins is she. She's been a goat in that sitcom game for a minute. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
Telma. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, she's uh wow, she was born in 48. Wow. What? Yeah, she's got clean slate 2025. Yeah. She just did I'll
Wow.
Be There Yet from that was 2013, but no, she's still going. That is incredible.
Okay.
She's been on TV my entire life. So shout out to Telma, shout out to Marla, like goats. I think were they on 227 together? No, Marla wasn't on two. Was she on? I mean, let me. All right, listen. We going. Yeah,
Yeah, Marla Gibbs. Yeah, Marla Gibbs is on 227. I don't know about 'cause you know Marla Gibbs is on 227 for sure. But
yeah. Um.
was Telma on 227?
Oh no! It says while Telma did appear on TV series Family Matters, shout out to my girl, my home girl that I've known for like a very long time since we were children, Kelly Williams, who was Laura Winslow on the show, but she's Kelly Jackson now. No disrespect, but she was known as Kelly Williams. But no, according to this, she was never a part of the cast of 227. Um, but it's kind of wild. It seems like she would have been on that show. That would have been pretty legendary. Um,
Oh yeah, Marla Gibbs. Yeah, and Telma.
yeah, but she's
But
still acting.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
still
Well,
working. And don't
okay.
sleep.
Well, she got some time. She has some
Yes.
time to outdo Betty White. Then she has some time to outdo Betty White.
If Kim Fields lives long enough, I mean, she been in it since a baby, and she be working like for real. It ain't like she just popped up in a little movie here. No, she be getting TV shows, movies, and she's a lead. Like she's
Absolutely.
pumping. So if she lives up in her 80s and 90s, then yeah, we may be looking at her as the goat. But nothing to shine on Betty White. I'm sorry, Miss White. We are going to give you your flowers because they're yours to give and absolutely deserves it. Um, I hope
Absolutely.
that she passed away with a smile on her face because she made millions of people smile for obviously decades. She was funny even in that
And
last show. She was hilarious. Love Betty White.
exactly. And I'm sure she did because, her whole goal was to never retire. Like she absolutely loved what she did. She sacrificed, a lot just to do this. It was a lot of things she didn't do with her personal life just so she could, you know, just have this great career. So yeah, shout out to her. And then we got one more fun fact for y'all before we get up out of here on this Fun Fact Fridays, Friday the 13th of all things. And listen, we having a crazy day on Friday the 13th, y'all, because it's Friday the 13th, so whatever. But anyway, did y'all know that King Kong, right? 19 it was created in 1933, which is crazy. King Kong created in
Hmm.
1933. But the famous roar in King Kong was created by mixing the sounds of a lion's growl and a tiger's roar. So they mixed the two, yeah, a liger, right? So they mixed the lion's growl with the tiger's roar, and boom, that's how they got the King Kong, the roar of King Kong, which is wild to me. That is
Wow.
so wild to me. I'm like, why didn't they just take a big old ape? But guess the the Liger's growl roar just made it more interesting, I suppose. But that's crazy, huh? And in 1933 too. So they didn't have the technology that they have now, but what a creative idea! I don't know who thought of it, but kudos to you to mix the two, and boom, King Kong's roar was invented. So yeah, that's the only fun facts I got for y'all. Hope you enjoyed
Well,
it.
that kind of makes sense. You look at gunfire, it'd be like pow, pow, and then when you hear real gunfire, pip pip, pip pip, it sounds nothing like it. So, the Foley artist was actually very. If you really think about it, theater kind of started on radio first. So you got radio theater, and the Foley artist was already on top of their game. So by the time they got over into film and television, they could pretty much do whatever they wanted to. So I could imagine that they were uh, probably at the top of their game when that happened. Actually, as far as Foley is concerned, because the
Mm-hmm.
radio show you didn't have any visuals. You really had to put them there. So I think the film industry learned that that was how powerful sound, Foley, and music is, how emotional that can be, and how powerful it is as a tool to support what they're seeing. So
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
cool, but that's why you should be a stage
Absolutely.
actor because you don't have all of that. The people just got to pay attention to you. They can't be like, oh, that scene, and they like, no, yo, when you did this and you did that, yeah. They don't talk about, oh, when that car flipped. Nah, that wasn't you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
uh,
Yeah.
as
Two
my
different
partner,
worlds, two different worlds, two
yes,
different worlds.
yes.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
Shanette constantly says, we're here for a short time, not a long time. A good time, actually. That's it, right? We're here for a good time, not a long
A
time.
good time, not a long time.
All
Yep.
right.
A good time, not a long.
So catch us on Mondays for Hot Topic Mondays. We also have What the Hell Wednesdays. And as y'all see right here, this is Fun Fact Fridays. And you see our books down there. Hit the QR code. We are out of here. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Chuck said, show you right. And Shanette says, we out. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Where am I going? This way? This way. There we go. All right. We out of here, y'all. Thanks for watching.